This property, it consists of about 420 acres total, and it's along the Elkhorn River. It's very diverse because it has not only exceptional farm ground, but it also has excellent opportunities to promote wildlife and to promote environmentally friendly practices that protects the land and the water. My name is Jeff Eisenmenger, and I live in Norfolk, Nebraska. I grew up on a farm in Platte County, and I received my education from University of Nebraska-Lincoln and received a finance degree and then later a MBA. That's what brought me into agricultural lending, but at the same time, I still had a passion for agriculture, and so I was able to buy my first farm actually from my uncle. The WRE program has helped my farming operation in many ways. I discovered the program first time about 20 years ago through the NRCS and Farm Service Agency that really caught my attention and helped me achieve the goals that I wanted in my farms. After the first project was completed, I just had a curiosity for what else can we do. You may give up a little bit in maybe overall value, for instance, if you do the permanent easement program, but I view it as a long-term investment in being a good steward of the land. Really what you're doing is taking out of production farm ground that is typically vulnerable to erosion. It's vulnerable to affecting the waterways negatively. I just think it's a great program to go in, both financially and for the environment. It's been a family affair, and it's really meaningful when you can be with your son and harvest that first deer. Just last year, my granddaughter caught her first fish right behind me here. Bringing that next generation in to experience the beauty of the agriculture and the wildlife and the environment is one of life's greatest blessings for me. So for anybody out there that's at all interested in exploring opportunities like this, one of the first things that you should do is visit with your NRCS office, and they're there to answer questions for you. Additionally, they can put you in touch with people like me. I'm happy to share my stories and my experiences. I would just advise you with the program, just have patience, because things, don't always move as quickly as you think they will. But what I found out is that you just have to keep the end in mind. It will be a great project.
My name's Gayle Marsh, row crop farmer, corn, beans, wheat, and cover crop. We're in Hamilton County, Nebraska, the southwestern tip of it. Nice cropland. This intersection, these four corners, is just a lowland, wetland. It just doesn't have a way to drain. So it's always held water for eons, and you would possibly get a crop off of it every 3 years out of 5, and just decided to enroll it in the Wetland Reserve program. As soon as row crop farming was done, ducks were here immediately. Pheasants, they've moved in. Your songbirds, your native songbirds, they're here all the time. There's like 10 acres out of 54 here that they seeded with native grasses and native wildflowers. It was just turning it back into what it was years ago, a wetland. You didn't lose your inputs. It's just terrible to get a rain and your crop's underwater and it won't drain away. I don't want trees growing in the thing because then your pivot can't cross it. So you got to eradicate cottonwoods or Chinese elm, but that's not a full-time job. It's nice to see wildlife, but it's also nice just ignoring it. Just let it go back to nature.
We're surrounded entirely with row crop farmland all the way around this property. So the lake, we have the migration come through. It's just, I mean, we've had this lake completely full of snow geese and completely full of Canadian geese when they're migrating through both spring and fall. Then the species of ducks and the different diversity of wetland species of birds has just been incredible. My name is Guy Ellsworth. I'm a rural resident of Pierce, Nebraska in Pierce County. So I row crop farm right now, irrigated row crop farm. I have hay property and pasture. And then of course this half section of wetland property that I purchased about 4 years ago. It's been really just a wonderful experience for 4 years of owning it. And one of the surprises once we bought the property was discovering it had this orchid, and I knew nothing prior to that of that flower. And then I was told this was one of the best places in North America to find it, this property, which again blew my mind. All my other agricultural land are definitely income intensive, and so it's a whole different infrastructure, a whole different thing. We yield some hay off this property. We're in a management plan to mitigate the woody species, so we try to hay half of the property a year. It's not just a 5-year or 10-year or 20-year, it's a perpetual deal. So if I was going to enroll additional land or suggest to somebody if they're interested in looking at it, there we can hear a rooster pheasant talking. Hopefully you got that. So yeah, it's incredible. But I would encourage them to think about if they ever wanted to have a cabin and or any storage building on the facility, they've got to kind of box out a piece of or parcel of land, because again, this entire property is in the easement. That would be the only drawback that I could see. Again, you control the land, it's still yours, and you're getting some financial benefit, but yet we're also taking some wetter ground that's not going to produce income in a normal year anyway. So it benefits the wildlife, plus I'm sure the ecosystem in a whole. It's bound to be good. To me, I think we all have a responsibility to manage our planet and manage our land, and we have to feed the world, but yet we have to manage and protect our wildlife too. So I think it's real important to have a diversity in anybody's mix. I'd rather have the wildlife have a place to hang out and nest than I would to try to farm something that's not going to raise a crop. As you get older, you start to reflect more on what is life and what's it all about, and what do you appreciate and what you enjoy. And it's sure fun to enjoy some of this stuff. It really is, because the hustle and bustle to build your life and build your career and build incomes and retirement and all that stuff, you're working your tails off, raising families and running, and you don't hear cars, you don't hear trucks, you hear a rooster that tried to fly at me. So what a cool experience. So anyway, yeah.
Well, it's a pretty relaxing life. I've been retired now for 6 years and keep busy all the time. I do a lot of maintenance on the properties. I like to golf. I like to do some fishing. But we keep busy out here, spend a lot of time outside with the dog and just doing maintenance on the properties.
Good.
My name's Don Cox. I have lived in Nebraska all but 6 years of my life. We're located about 5 miles northeast of Hastings, Nebraska, and about 2 miles west of Trumbull, Nebraska. This property is known as the Trumbull Basin. It's in essence a 600-acre wetland that was drained many, many years ago. There's only 76 acres of the original 600 that remained wetland all these years. We sold a perpetual easement to the U.S. government back in 2004 And what they do is they come in and they appraise the property, and they pay you 1% of the appraisal price. They also pay 100% of the restoration costs that are involved with restoring the property with the NRCS engineer's help and that sort of thing. So the deal is it's a perpetual easement, which is exactly what we wanted, because we were looking, to make a quick impact, a permanent impact. Well, the biggest benefit, I think, to us is just knowing that it's protected into perpetuity, and the things that we see out here. All kinds of birds we've seen. I mean, we've had swans out here, we've had pelicans. When the waterfowl come through, the bald eagles are right with them. We have deer walk through our yard, we have pheasants and quail walk right through our yard, and the things you see out here, you just wouldn't believe it. It's been a big benefit to us. Well, it's a personal decision, but I actually just encouraged an individual here about 2 weeks ago to enroll. The plan will actually compensate them, for the value of the ground. So they can do that. They don't have to fight it with farming going forward, and I just think it's a great plan. Well, a lot of my friends I know are very impressed with what we've done out here, but as I get older, there's going to come a time when I'm not sure I'm going to want to do the maintenance anymore. We may think about selling the place, but when we do sell it, I just want to make darn sure that we get it to somebody that's going to take care of it. But I guess my legacy as far as that goes is just knowing that this property is protected into perpetuity, and it'll always be here for the wildlife. We love it out here, and hopefully we got a lot of good, healthy years to stay.